This prasadam for your wife, you take it.
Okay.
Another 5 years.
Well, in another, it's like a snowball. The effect, it's getting bigger all the time, and in the next 5 years, I'm sure it's going to double.
So hopefully,
Just more. It's going to have done more in 5 years than it has in the last, probably 20
One
years.
Japanese gentleman has predicted.
You mean the growth of spiritual
The growth,
force?
just the growth in every way, and at that point, there's
Well,
going
actually,
to be really.
it's almost like a crucial time, because at the same time the spiritual side is ready to grow, beginning to grow. The material side is becoming so degraded at the same time. It is crucial time. See? If we don't know what to do and do it purely now, everything will fall down. If we do it right, everything will change and increase. Because if you go down in Piccadilly or you go down on Sunset Strip, you'll see it's going to hell. Hellish.
The modern science is based on matter. They are of opinion that life has come from matter. It is a wrong theory. Matter has come from life. This is right theory. But they are just taking the opposite and going wrong way.
But what I was saying was not really related to, like, externally in the world, like Sunset Strip. No, I mean just the, ISKCON, the Krishna consciousness movement is getting so big, it's very big, and there's going to be a point where, it's going to need such fantastic management. It's going to be like high-level business management in a way.
Yeah. So that it may not deteriorate.
So that it's just going to keep even.
That is not
that you can hold on to what it is you've got now. Rather than.
It takes that, and it takes purity.
Yeah.
The spiritual practice that makes this kind of a real spiritual movement has got to go on nicely. And as it goes on, then the devotees, everybody's developing to take the practical responsibilities.
But at the moment, you see, you have Prabhupada, who everybody, he's like the figurehead and the spearhead and the one who everybody can draw the energy from. I mean, sooner or later, everybody's going to have to be out there on their own doing, carrying out what everybody's learned. And at that time...
we'll always rely on our spiritual master.
Yeah,
He's not
sure.
here with us, we'll still take the strength from him.
It says in Prabhupada writes once in his Bhagavatam, he says, one has to fly the airplane in the outer space. And once he is there, nobody can fly it for him. He says, while he's on the ground, he can take instruction from an able teacher. But ultimately, he has to fly the plane himself. Prabhupada is teaching us how to fly.
Now I have selected 12 heads all over the world. So I am training them. So by Krishna's grace, if they remain strictly to the spiritual principle, they will get strength. Jasya prasadada bhagavat prasada. Jasya prasadada nagati kutopi. Can you explain this?
By the mercy of the spiritual master, one is benedicted, blessed by the mercy of Krishna. And without the grace of the spiritual master, nobody can make any advancement.
Jasya prasadada bhagavat prasada. Jasya devi parabhakti, jatha devi tatha guru, tasyaiti katita jarta prakashanti mahagnama. This is Vedic injunction that one should have full faith in Krishna and the spiritual master, then everything will be revealed. It is revelation. Nobody can understand spiritual life simply by academic study. The more we become sincere and stick to the spiritual principle, it will be revealed. Prakashanti. just like sun. Now it is darkness. By your scientific method, you cannot get the sunrise now. The sun will rise automatically in due course. Similarly, spiritual method is we have to wait for the mercy of Krishna. Therefore, the service. Krishna is pleased by service. Nobody can compete with Krishna. He is not in want of money or anything. He is complete, Purnam. But he becomes very much pleased by one's service. That is bhakti. Bhaktyamam abhijanati, chavan jaschami tat. Find out this. Bhaktyamam abhijanati, javan jaschami tat. It is very important verse.
How many temples are there now? Hare Krishna temples?
Over 100. More than 100.
So there's only a couple to go. How many can you handle? How many temples can you handle?
Each one is individual, we don't have any worldwide organization centralized. So that we can have any number because their own management is self-contained. But the philosophy unites us all.
You don't have to keep shift money or funds or
No.
things from one place.
They collect locally and spend.
See, but the
But I have got
philosophy
books.
unites us all. Philosophy and the principles. So actually, if you go from here to any other temple, they're all the same.
Yeah.
People are amazed. They say, "Wow, what a centralized organization you must have." But we only center is Krishna.
Read that verse. Bhaktyama, it is 18th chapter, I think.
I just had.
Bhaktyamam avijanati javan jaschami tato mam tato gyan. Yes.
Bhaktyamam janati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato jnatva vishate tadanantaram. Translation. One can understand the Supreme Personality as He is only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of the Supreme Lord by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God.
Part what?
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and His plenary portions cannot be understood by mental speculation, nor by the non-devotees. If anyone wants to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has to take to pure devotional service under the guidance of a pure devotee. Otherwise, the truth of the Supreme Personality of Godhead will always be hidden. It is already stated, Naham Prakasha, that He is not revealed to everyone. Everyone cannot understand God simply by erudite scholarship or mental speculation. Only one who is actually engaged in Krishna consciousness and devotional service can understand what Krishna is. University degrees are not helpful. One who is fully conversant with the Krishna science becomes eligible to enter into the spiritual kingdom, the abode of Krishna. Becoming Brahman does not mean that one loses his identity. Devotional service is there, and as long as devotional service exists, there must be God, the devotee, and the process of devotional service. Such knowledge is never vanquished, even after liberation. Liberation involves getting free from the concept of material life. In spiritual life, the same distinction is there, the same individuality is there, but in pure Krishna consciousness. One should not misunderstand that the word vishate, enters into me, supports the monist theory that one becomes homogeneous with the impersonal Brahman. No, vishate means that one can enter into the abode of the Supreme Lord in his individuality to engage in his association and render service unto him. For instance, a green bird enters a green tree, not to become one with the tree, but to enjoy the fruits of the tree. Impersonalists generally give the example of a river flowing into the ocean and merging. This may be a source of happiness for the impersonalist, but the personalist keeps his personal individuality like an aquatic in the ocean. We find so many living entities within the ocean if we go deep. Surface acquaintance with the ocean is not sufficient. one must have complete knowledge of the aquatics living in the ocean depths. Because of his pure devotional service, a devotee can understand the transcendental qualities and the opulences of the Supreme Lord in truth. As it is stated in the 11th chapter, only by devotional service can one understand. The same is confirmed here. One can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by devotional service and enter into his kingdom. After attainment of the Brahmabhuta stage of freedom from material conceptions, devotional service begins by one's hearing about the Lord. When one hears about the Supreme Lord, automatically the Brahmabhuta stage develops, and the material contamination, greediness and lust for sense enjoyment, disappears. As lust and desires disappear from the heart of the devotee, he becomes more attached to the service of the Lord, and by such attachment, he becomes free from material contamination. In that state of life, he can understand the Supreme Lord. This is the statement of Srimad Bhagavatam also. So after liberation, the process of bhakti or transcendental service continues. The Vedanta Sutra confirms this. Aprayonat tatrapi drishtam. This means that after liberation, the process of devotional service continues. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, real devotional service is defined as the reinstatement of the living entity in his own identity, his own
Sarupena avasthiti. The word is Sarupena avasthiti. Is there?
Not close.
Sarupena. Mukti hitya annatha rupam sarupena avasthiti. Mukti, liberation means being freed from other engagement when he is situated in his own constitutional position. That is mukti. That is mukti. That is the definition given in the Bhagavad. Mukti, hitra, annatha. In the material world, they are working differently from their constitutional position. So when they stop this work differently and is again reinstated in his original consciousness, that is Krishna consciousness, and that is mukti, that is liberation. Then finish it.
The constitutional position is already explained. Every living entity is the part and parcel fragmental portion of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, his constitutional position is to serve. After liberation, this service is never stopped. Actual liberation is getting free from misconceptions of life.
Yes. Now, at the present moment, generally people in the bodily concept. I am this body. I am American, I am Englishman, I am Brahmana, I am Kshatriya, I am this, I am that. So, this is called bondage. When he will understand that I am neither an Englishman, nor American, nor Indian, I am eternal servant of Krishna. That is mukti. That is mukti. This very consciousness is mukti. Sagunan samatitvayetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Find out this. Manchabhya vicharini bhakti yogena jasevate. Sagunan samatitvayetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate.
One who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstance, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman.
Yes. Immediately he becomes Brahmabhuta. One who is simply engaged in Krishna's service, he is liberated. That is liberation. So a devotee hasn't got to hanker after liberation. Because without liberation, nobody can become devotee. Just like a man is on the bench of the High Court, it means that he has already passed the law examination. Otherwise, how he is situated on the bench? So similarly, A devotee means he is already liberated. He is not living in the material world. He is living in the spiritual world. Therefore, there is one word, a sadhu, a devotee, jivo va maro. Either you live or die. You have no loss. Living also you are serving Krishna, and after death you serve Krishna. Jivo va maro va. So, this bhakti yoga means it is for liberated person. It is confined with Bhagavad. Sagunan samotitva itan. Liberation means to transcend the effects of the three material qualities. Satagun, Rajagun, Tamagun. So it is clearly stated. Sagunan samotitva etan. Etan is plural number. All these gunas, quality, he transcends. Therefore he is liberated. Those who are not liberated, they are conducted by these three qualities. The three qualities in Satagun, Brahma, in Rajagun, Kshatriya, in mixed, Vaishya, in Tamagun, Shudra. So, but a devotee is not grouped. He is transcendental to all these Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. A devotee does not depend on this material division of society. He is above that.
So when a devotee is even working in the ordinary world, that's still the spiritual world for him?
Yes, because he is working for Krishna. That's all. He is in spiritual world. He is with Krishna. Associating with Krishna. He is always remembering Krishna. That means he is Krishna consciousness.
There's a saying in the Christian literature that one should be in the world but not of it. That a person should live in the world but he's not of the world if he is advanced spiritually.
He is not out of it.
He's living in the world but he is not of it. He's not part of it.
Yes, he is not of it. Yes, that's it. Just like we are living in Vaikuntha, here in this house.
It's a fact. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You're cooking, you're washing the floor. Everything you're doing, you're feeling happy.
House is, whoever will come in this house, he will immediately remember Krishna. Therefore it is Vaikuntha. That is Shikkhamrita, Upadesham, Vaikunthat, Janita Vara Madhupuri. Vaikunthat Janita Vara Madhupuri. So it is a very nice philosophy, first class philosophy. Let people try to understand, give them chance. Let us give them service. The Krishna will be pleased. Because Krishna comes incarnate to teach this philosophy. So anyone does for Krishna, he is very favorite. That is also stated. Nachatasmat manusheshu kaschit me priyakrittama. Jaimam paramam guhyam mad bhakti suavidasati. Yes. Jayasri.
Nachatasmat manusheshu
Kaschit me priyakrittama.
Bhavita nacha me tasmat anyak priyataro bhuvi. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear.
Who is preaching this cult. That is, Krishna says, no one is dearer than he. Just explain it. Purport is there, purport.
No, but then the verse before that, Yat idam paramam guhyam.
Mad bhakteshu vidas.